Game is greater for life. Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Set Up and Soar. Welcome to Set Up and Soar. Set Up and Soar means fuel your fire, elevate your week. Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening to those of you who are on Instagram Live. Good evening. This is the Set Up and Soar session for Sunday, and today we are going to be talking about how to stop blocking your blessings. How are we going to stop blocking your blessings? So let's go. Let's get started. Let me ask you this, team. Have you ever seen the video where someone draws a circle around an ant and they're using a biro, a pen, right? It's just like a simple circle. There's no fire, there's no fence, there's no electric shock, nothing like that. It's just a line of ink. Have you ever seen that? And the ant, it stays inside of the circle. It walks to the edge and it panics a little bit and it walks backwards and it walks forward and it touches the line, but it never crosses it because the ant now believes in its mind that it's trapped, right? And it's been conditioned to think that the ink is now a wall, right? And I just found this so intriguing, this story. And I just thought, how many of us are doing that? How many of us are having these invisible barriers around us that we're not crossing because we've built it up in our mind that it's a barrier? Let me know if that resonates with you. Drop a one if that resonates with you. Let me know if it resonates with you. But let me tell you something. And I see those ones starting to come through already. You are not an ant. Yeah? You are not an ant. But you've drawn this imaginary line around you, around your own mind, around your money, around your potential, around your next big move. And you're telling yourself things like, I'm not qualified. I'm not ready. People like me don't win like that. And the worst part is you put yourself in a prison. Nobody else has done it. You've done it. You've built barriers that don't actually exist. You're waiting for permission to move. What are you waiting for permission from? You're blocking blessings that are literally sitting on the other side of this imaginary line. And all it takes to break past this line, ladies and gentlemen, is one step of faith to walk past this line and into your blessings. So the session tonight isn't about motivation. The session tonight is about mental freedom. Okay? So tonight we're gonna break down the damn wall. We're gonna break down through the barriers that we have put up in our mind. So for those of you who are new to the call, for those of you who are watching me on Instagram, I like a lot of interaction, right? And the more interaction I get, the more hyped I get, and the better session you get. So I'm going to be calling numbers throughout this session, right? And your job is to respond to the numbers I'm calling out if you're in agreement with me. So this is the first test. You put one in the chat if you're ready to crush every fake limitation and walk like the chosen person you are. Wow. Jonathan, Maddie, Amiata, Aiko, Lot, Alamel, Amy, you guys understood the assignment. You guys understood the assignment. Let me know. And now drop a two if you're ready to start circling the blessings that are waiting for you and finally step into them. Andrew, Lisa, Karen, Amy, Nicola, I am seeing those twos coming through fast and furious. Absolutely amazing. So before I go any further, let me formally introduce myself. We're getting hyped already. So my name is Michelle Jenny, and I am here to motivate you this evening. So confidence on, doubt off, let's go. I'm a wife and I'm a mother. I'm an identity mentor and a performance coach for women over 35. I'm also a serial entrepreneur and an award-winning motivational speaker. But it hasn't always been like this. I used to block my blessings. I used to be shy. I used to be timid. I used to be meek. I used to have low confidence, low self-esteem, and I didn't trust myself. All kinds of things were going through me. But through mentorship, I was able to build myself back up and remember the person that I was meant to be. Okay, and now I help others who are just like me do the same thing. I'm going to help you discover your true self. I'm going to help you to shift your mindset, to build up your self-esteem and your confidence so you can go on to achieve those goals in your businesses and your careers that I know you want to. So you can choose to pay attention for the next 30 minutes. That is, of course, your choice. I recommend that you do pay attention. And if you can, minimize your distractions and listen with an open mind. And if you are anything like me, you're going to want to grab a pen and some paper because you are going to want to take notes, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said, let's hit off with the first thing. Now, listen. Most of the barriers in your life, they're not real. They're just stories. They're thoughts that you have told yourself so many times that you are starting to believe it. Okay? So it's really, you're having an illusion of a limitation. It's not a real limitation. You've been saying, I can't for so long that you're starting to believe it. You've been saying things like, it's too late for me. People like me, we don't make it, we don't win. But those are not facts. Those are what I'm going to call tonight pen thoughts. Those are the biro thoughts, right? Written in ink, in an erasable ink, but pretending that they're stone walls. Because you've been living in a prison that you have drawn yourself. The walls are not real. And here's the dangerous part about thinking like this. When you believe a lie long enough, you stop looking for a way out. It becomes a part of your reality. And you start to accept average. And you start to do things like tolerate luck. You protect your limitations like they're precious. And that's how dreams die. Not because you weren't capable, but because you thought the line wasn't real. We're going to ignore that phone ringing. How many of y'all have been sat on business ideas for thinking you can't start because the market is too crowded? Drop a one in the chat if that resonates with you. I can't start. I can't start. If y'all are afraid to go live on Instagram, how many of y'all are afraid to go live on Instagram because you think that you don't sound like a coach? How many of y'all think your time has passed because you're too old? And I'm seeing those ones coming in. You guys are resonating with this. Listen, these things, they are not facts. These are fears dressed up as facts. And it's really time to strip back these fears and get naked. So I want you to do this. I want you to take a breath. Think about it. Take a breath. And think about what is one goal that you've been circling, but you've never stepped into. What's the line in the sand you keep telling yourself that you cannot cross? And I want you to write that down because I need you to realize this. The line that you've drawn in the sand, it isn't real. The only thing that's going on, the only limit is in your mind. And if something only lives in your mind, then it can be changed. Okay? So drop a one in the chat if you're going to take a long look at what's been blocking you, what you've been circling, what's been stopping you. If you're going to take a look at where the line is, and I'm seeing those ones, Miata, Charles, Axa, Lot, John, Karen, Juliet. Wow, I see those ones coming through. And I've just seen one, my phone is ringing. I have a guest downstairs. Oh, well, hopefully they'll log in and notice that I am live. You know that. So the second thing I'm going to talk about is if the limitation is an illusion, then the question becomes, who drew the damn line in the first place? For some of you, it was your environment that put that line there or that started the line. It was people that told you to be more realistic. And it could be your parents telling you to be more realistic. It could be family members telling you that we don't do that here. And it put that limitation in your mind. It could be teachers who told you that you were not bright enough to do something. We could be going back 25, 30 years here. People back then telling you that you weren't good enough, you weren't bright enough. So that's what's putting the doubt in your mind. It could be a spouse that silenced your voice. But for most of us, even though those people started the limitations. We then took the pen and completed the circle ourselves. Okay? Because you failed once and somebody told you that you weren't good enough 25 years ago, you've turned it into a rule. Okay? You made one mistake and built your whole identity around it. You put that in every time you said things like, that's just the way I am. Or, I know who I'm speaking to on this call right now. I'm not good with technology. Who does that resonate with? I'm always struggling with that. Okay? These are what put up your boundaries. These are what put up your barriers. So let's call it what it is. It's not a limitation. It's a decision to be limited. It's a decision to be limited. But the truth is, as long as you are the person that drew the line in the sand, you can erase it. You don't need permission to erase it either. You don't need a perfect plan. You need to grab that eraser and unlearn the lies that have been fed into you for years. Because some of y'all are not stuck. Some of y'all are just playing safe. And that safety is what has become your prison. So let me tell you this. That pen, I'm going to pick up a pen. That pen is in your hand now. So what are you going to draw next? Are you going to draw up more lines and more blockages? Or are you going to draw an escape route? So for two in the chat, if you know you need to pick up your pen and draw an escape route, it's time for you to get out. It's time for you to erase those blockages that are stopping you. Lisa, Axel, Charles, Nicola, Juliet, Alamel, I'm seeing those twos coming in. Melissa says, yes, yes, yes. Melanie, I'm seeing the twos. Amazing. Mandy, and they're still coming through. Now, the line isn't the danger. The line isn't the danger. The problem is that you believe that this line, when you get to it, that you're meant to stop. Let me tell you this. Perspective determines power. Perspective determines power. Okay? Two people can look at the same exact situation, and one person will see a dead end, and the other person sees a detour. You can see a closed door, and the other person sees a lesson to learn. Forget this. You get to choose how you see your circumstance. That line in your life, whether it's fear, whether it's rejection, whether it's failure, lack, it only has the meaning you give it. And when you change the way you see the line, you change your ability to step over it. Because if your mindset says that's the wall, your actions will never allow you to climb it. But if your mindset says that's just walk and I'm built to rise, then nothing, ladies and gentlemen, can hold you back. You see, you've been looking at your barrier, at your line from a lens of fear. You've been scared to move past this line. But it's time to switch that line from a lens of fear to a lens of faith. You see, the line is still going to be there, but the difference is now that you know that it's not real, it cannot stop you anymore. Because the moment you change your perspective of the line is the moment that you reclaim your power. So number three in the chat, if you know you need to reclaim your power, you know you need to step over, you know you need to have faith to take that first step over the line so that you can indeed get to your blessings. And I am seeing those threes coming through. I'm seeing those threes coming through. Absolutely loving it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Alamel, Nahama, Aiko, Jonathan, Axa, all those threes and more coming through. So now you see it. Now you see it. Now you see that the line isn't real. You either drew the line or you let someone else draw it. And you've been staring at this barrier, at this line, some of you for years. But I'm telling you right now, tonight, right now, it's time to break the line. And it's time to do a reframe of the line. You see, you don't destroy false beliefs by screaming at them. You destroy them by replacing them with the truth. Okay. You destroy them by replacing them with the truth. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I'm equipped. I'm evolving. I am more than enough. I want you to write that one down. Instead of saying, I am always messing things up, say, every misstep that I have made is making me wiser. I am not failing. I am learning. Okay. Instead of saying, I am not good with technology, I want you to say, I have a working relationship with technology. I am getting better at technology. This is what I need you to be saying. You see, you are not the person anymore that you were when you formed those negative beliefs, when you grew that barrier around you. So if you are no longer that person, why are you still living by the old rules that that person lived by? When you have the new reason, the new reason, the new wisdom to get past these blockages. You see, the line, the barrier was never the problem. It was the belief behind the line that caused the problem. And now that we have learned how to break that belief, how to work past that belief, now, ladies and gentlemen, you are ready to soar. So drop a 4 in the chat if you are ready to soar. You are ready to get past that barrier. You're ready to break the line and reframe the truth. Charles, Alamel, Nicola, Jonathan, Amy, Miyaka, Nahama, I am seeing those 4s coming through. Absolutely amazing. Lisa says, yes, soar high. Tracy, this 4. Wow, you guys are on fire tonight. You guys are on fire tonight. So now you've seen the line. You've admitted where it's come from. You flipped the script. What's the last thing left to do? There's only one thing left to do. Step outside of that line, step outside of the circle. Because truth with no action is just nice information. You're just writing stuff down, right? But listen, here's the thing. None of you on this call tonight, none of you on this call tonight are here just to be informed. You guys are here because you want to be transformed. Okay? The barrier doesn't break with talk. The barrier that's holding you back breaks with movement. And that movement could be sending an email. That movement could be going live on Instagram. That movement could be putting out your 90-minute webinar. Whatever the movement is, the barrier that is holding you back will only break if you have movement. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the cage is open, the line is broken, the wall has come down, right? You know that the proverbial line in the sand is a lie. And the only thing stopping you now is your own hesitation. So let me ask you this. What will it be? Another lap around the barrier that you've drawn there, that circle that you've drawn around you? You're going to take another lap and still pretend that you can't get out of it? Or are you going to step out boldly into your blessings? So drop a 5 in the chat for me. Drop a 5 in the chat if you're ready to step out boldly into your blessings. Lot, I see you. Melanie, Charles, Jonathan, John, Rayhan, Farron, Nicola, Julia. I am seeing those 5 coming through. Listen, team, I need you to walk out tonight. Walk it out. Walk it out, because the future is waiting for you. The future is waiting for you. And all you have to do is step into it. So before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one truth. Your blessings are not blocked by the world. Your blessings are blocked by your belief. I'm going to let that sink in, because I don't know who needed to hear this tonight, but I know somebody on this call needed to hear this message, and this is why this download came to me. The world isn't holding you back. God isn't holding out on you. The universe isn't stopping you. The opportunities, the clients, the platform, the abundance, it's already got your name on it. But if your mind is still circling within that headline that you've put around you, then you're not going to go anywhere. If your belief is still saying that you're not ready, or that you don't belong, or that you're not enough, then you're never going to stretch your hand out far enough to catch the blessings that have already been sent to you. You see, you're not waiting on your blessings, ladies and gentlemen. You've put the work in, you've done the background, you've laid your foundation, you've invested in yourself. So you're not waiting on your blessing. Your blessings are waiting for you to come. Okay? And now that you've seen the lie, now that you've broken the line, now that you've rewritten the belief, don't shrink. Don't get scared now. Don't shrink back. Don't stall now. Don't second guess now because you put the work in. You've already put the work in. I'm going to say it again. Walk it out. Walk into your blessing. Because the only thing between you and your next level, the only thing between you and your next level, it was never the world. It was your belief. But not anymore. From tonight, not anymore. And because you believe now, it means you're about to receive. So drop a 6 in the chat if you know you are about to receive. The blessings are coming. You are ready to walk into your blessing. You're ready to step out. You're ready to put your hand out. Put your hand out and receive the blessings that have been sent to you. And I am seeing those 6. Oh my gosh, we have loads of 6s coming in. I can't even call the names coming in there. Tracy, Amy, Miata, Charles, Stephanie, Lisa, Melissa, Asa. If I call them all out, we'll be here for ages. I am seeing those 6s coming through. And with that being said, before we sign off, for those of you that are new on the call, I want to invite you into my school group. My school group is where you will get all of the repeats for the sessions. I'm seeing those comments coming through on Instagram as well. So for all of you who are not a part of my school group, make sure that you click the link that's about to be dropped into the chat. And if you are on Instagram, send me a DM and I will make sure I get that link sent out to you. Okay? And you'll have all the replays team. Have you dropped the link? Yep, there it is. The link is right there. So what I want to do, as I usually do, is leave you with this week's affirmation. So you know the rules. Screenshot this, and I need you to read this to yourself every single day. Okay, I need you to read this to yourself every single day. I no longer circle the line. I cross it. I do not wait to be chosen. I choose myself. I don't wait to feel ready. I move in faith. I break the line. This is my favorite part. I break the rules. I break the limit. And I build my legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is this week's affirmation. Screenshot it, read it to yourself every single day, Read that to yourself, build yourself up. And with that being said, the last thing to say is thank you. Thank you so much for being on Instagram. Thank you so much for being on the call tonight. I've really enjoyed talking to you about breaking barriers because I know how many of us can get held up by these imaginary barriers in our minds. Okay, let me know what your biggest takeaways have been in the school group, in the WhatsApp chats. Just drop a message and let me know what your biggest takeaway was. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on school. If you are on LinkedIn, let's connect. All of the links are going to be in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Julia. Thanks, Jonathan. And if you are on the recording on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And if you would like to join us live, make sure that you look below for the school link so that you can join us. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I'm seeing all the thanks come through. I really appreciate you. Make sure you join in with me next week, 7 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Qatar time, 2 p.m. Caribbean time. Anyone and everyone is welcome. So if you have a friend that needs a kick up the butt to start the week, let them have this link and join in as well. Okay, and with that being said, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much, lot.